Namaskaram. My name is Ramesh Natarajan, and you have reached the GRD Iyers GuruCool YouTube channel. We are an inclusive team, and we especially encourage ladies to chant, and that to Vedas. Dear friends, we are learning Durga Saptashati. I have been teaching this over the past so many years. This year, the learning is going to be along with detailed explanations for every shloka. And I would also like to share that we have published our Durga Saptashati book as per Guptavati, and the Kindle version is now available online in Amazon. Whichever country you may be in, just search for Durga Saptashati with the author Ramesh Natarajan, and you'll find in 6 languages: Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannadam, and English. So let's start with the prayer. Om Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let me share my screen. So if you see my screen, do give me a thumbs up and I'll be good enough. Okay, thank you. So we had completed up to shloka number 5. So we'll start with shloka number 6 of Devi Kavacham. Let me go down and look for, okay, Rani ji, can you please help me with the shloka number 6?
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaskaram. So we will do 6, 7, and 8, and then we'll go into the meanings. We'll take these 3 together. Agnina dahyamanastu
Agnina dahyamanastu. Agnina dahyamanastu.
Shatru madhye gatorane.
Shatru madhye gatorane. Shatru madhye gatorane.
Agnina dahyamanastu Shatru madhye gatorane.
Agnina dahyamanastu. Shatru madhye gatorane. Agnina dahyamanastu. Shatru madhye gatorane.
Vishame durgame chaiva.
Vishame durgame chaiva. Vishame durgame chaiva.
Bhayarta sharanangataha.
Bhayarta sharanangataha. Bhayarta sharanangataha.
Vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanangataha.
Vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanangataha. Vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanangataha.
Can you recite the 2 lines together 4 times, please?
Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane. Vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanangataha. Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane. Vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanangataha. Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane. Vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanangataha. Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane. Vishame durgame chaiva bhayarta sharanangataha.
Thank you very much. I will now move to Nilima Kokaji for shloka number 7. I'll take 6, 7, and 8 together, okay? न तेषां जायते किंचि.
न तेषां जायते किंचि. न तेषां जायते किंचि.
So there is a sandhi here. Na tesham jayate kinchit ashubham pranasankate. So kinchit plus ashubham becomes kinchi dashubham. And we should not break the sandhi and split it and say kinchit ashubham ranasankate, because the count of syllables for the chandas may change. Therefore, as it is given, that's how we should chant. So when we break in the middle as kinchi, technically it is incorrect, but as we flow through with and saying the shubham is also incorrect, but when we flow through and say kinchi the shubham, that will be corrected. So not to worry about it. न तेषां जायते किंचि.
न तेषां जायते किंचि. न तेषां जायते किंचि.
दशुभं रणसङ्कटे.
दशुभं रणसङ्कटे. दशुभं रणसङ्कटे.
न तेषां जायते किंचि दशुभं रणसङ्कटे.
न तेषां जायते किंचिदशुभं रणसङ्कटे. न तेषां जायते किंचिदशुभं रणसङ्कटे.
नापदं तस्य पश्यामि.
नापदं तस्य पश्यामि. नापदं तस्य पश्यामि.
शोकदुःखभयं नहि.
दुःखभयं नहि. शोकदुःखभयं नहि.
नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि.
नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि.
I'm hearing pashyami, not pashyami, pashyami, shyami. Napadam tasya pashyami.
नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि.
Pash, then shya, pashyami.
पश्यामि. पश्यामि.
Correct.
नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि.
Please recite the two lines of shloka number 7 4 times.
न तेषां जायते किंचिदशुभं रणसङ्कटे. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि. न तेषां जायते किंचिदशुभं रणसङ्कटे. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि. न तेषां जायते किंचिदशुभं रणसङ्कटे. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि. न तेषां जायते किंचिदशुभं रणसङ्कटे. नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि.
Thank you very much, Nilima ji. I'll go to Sunita ji now for shloka number 8. Sunita Manyam ji. Yaistu bhaktya smritanunam.
यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनम् यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनम्
Bhaktya Dhirgam with is holding and Yai with is holding is there. Yaistu bhaktya smritanunam.
यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनम् यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनम्
Tesham siddhif prajayate.
तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते
यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषाम्. Oh, that is a dirgham withholding. I should mark that also. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते.
यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते
प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा.
प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा
Very well done on the holding of the samstha, because there is two holdings here. One is with the half im, one is with the half s. So the stress will be more. Preta samsthatu. So this is a very detailed technical note. So there's a double holding here, half im and half is. So the stress will be a little bit more. Varahi mahishasana.
वाराही महिषासना वाराही महिषासना
प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना.
प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना
So can you recite the 2 lines of sloka number 8 4 times?
यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं
यैस्तु भक्त्यास्.
यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिः प्रजायते प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना.
Very good. Thank you. Also, please note, just like samstha, you'll also see bhaktya, half ik and half the, so stress will be a little bit more. Now, one of the things in the delivery of any shloka, especially like Durga Saptashati, details are very important even when you are chanting rapidly. Agnina dahyamanastu shatru madhye gatorane vishame durgame chaiva bhayartha sharanangataha nateshan jayate kinchidashubham rana sankate napadam tasya pashyami shoka dukkha bhayam nahi yaistu bhaktya smrita nunam tesham siddhi prajayate प्रेतसंस्थातु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना. Dirgham with holding, ending dirgham. You have to be precise when you chant. Okay, we have a hand raised from Rugmani ji.
Guruji Namaskaram. We have to follow the Anuswaram rule too, na?
Anuswaram rules are not, I'm not going to be so insistent on Anuswaram rules when it comes to shloka chanting. In shloka chanting, I'll be a little flexible. Those who know Anuswaram rules very well can follow it. If not, I'm not so much worried about Anuswaram rules in shloka chanting.
Okay, Guruji, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at these three shlokas together, they basically up to the first, from the sixth shloka to almost the first line of the eighth shloka, it talks about the benefits of chanting Devi Kavacham. Agninada Hyamanastu. So it says, if you're caught in a raging fire, you will not be affected if you have been regularly reciting Devi Kavacham. Of course, it's a question of great belief when such statements are made, and that's how devoted people, they have this belief. So you may say, how come in a building that is that is on fire, or if I'm caught in the California forest fire, how will I be saved? It's a question of belief. All of you, did you not see when the plane crashed in India, one man walked out? Can you explain that? You cannot explain that. Maybe he was reading Devi Kavacham. I don't know. No, I don't want to make fun of this, but the question is, it's a question of belief. So if you're caught in a fire, you will be coming through it without being affected. Now, you can look at this as a physical fire. You can also look at it as the fire of samsaram. So it says when we walk through life, it is like walking through fire, right? The grihastha ashram, or a married life with children, family responsibilities, is not an easy one. So it's a trial by fire. And so if you recite Devi Kavacham, you can believe that you will be getting through your samsara life in a fairly unscathed manner. Shatru madhye gatorane. In a battle, if you're surrounded by enemies, you will win over them and they will not be able to affect you. You can take this as referring to physical enemies. You can also take it as internal enemies that are within you. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madamatsarya. External enemies can be there in all situations. And if there are, wherever they are, in the office, in a battle, in your family, in your neighborhood, you will still be able to win over them. Vishame Durgame Chaiva Bhayarta Sharanangataha. No need to be fearful if you are a Durga devotee. Any difficulty that you face, if you surrender to Durga, you will be safe. This word Sharanam, I want to highlight. Jata vedase sunava maso mamarati yato nidahati vedaha sanaf parishadati durga nivishva nave vasindhun durita tyagnihi tam agnivarnan tapasa jvalantim vairochanim karma phaleshu jushtaam Durgan Devi Gum Sharanamaham Prapadye Sutarasi Tarase Namaha. In the entire Veda, the word Sharanam has been used only for Durga. Make a note of this. One who surrenders to Durga will be taken care of by her. This is a very important point for you to note, a very unique point, that Sharanam and Durga go together. So the one who surrenders to her will not have any fear, because Durga herself is fearless. So definitely her qualities will be imbibed by you. Nateshan jayate kinchit ashubham rana sankate. Again, you will not be affected in battles by any difficulties. And na apadam. Apadam means any unexpected difficulties, problems. Shokam means shokam and dukham, sorrow, or fear, bhayam, fear. So you will not have any sorrow. You will not, I should not say you will not have any sorrow. That is not possible. But you will not be affected by it. And you will attain a state of equanimity. so that even if sorrow occurs, it will not affect you. You may say, how is that possible? And my response is, when there is a virus going around, it affects only some, and some it does not affect. It's the same virus. How is that possible? That is because those whom it does not affect, their constitution is stronger. They're able to withstand the attacks of viruses, whereas a weaker constitution will be affected by the virus. Similarly, if your personality is strong, if your mind is strong, if your resolve is strong, you will not be affected as much by that problem or by that sorrow or by that fear as someone else might be affected. Are you understanding this? So, reciting Devi Kavacham makes you resolute, makes you stronger from within to withstand any external negative forces. Yaistu bhaktya smritanonam tesham siddhi prajayate. Again, it's kind of praising Durga, saying the one who surrenders to you will not have any problems, and whatever they wish will all be granted. Now, following this, we come to very detailed descriptions of all the goddesses who protect us, who protect every inch of our body, every part of our body, and from all directions. But before that, let me reiterate again about Devi Kavacham as to why are we seeking this protection, why are we reciting Devi Kavacham. It is not to simply safeguard the physical body. Many people read only Devi Kavacham saying, I read Devi Kavacham daily, because that comes from a very selfish notion of protecting one's body. You cannot just doing that is better than not doing anything, but one should improve upon that approach. The very idea of Devi Kavacham to protect the body is because the body is a tool to be used for spiritual progress. The body has faculties in it. The body has, what are the faculties? You have eyes that can see, you have a nose that can smell, you have an ear that can hear, you have a skin that can feel, you can have a tongue that can taste. You have hands with which you can do actions, you have feet with which you can do actions. So there are organs of the body with which you act, and there are faculties that you can use. The question is, these faculties can be refined to such an extent that they are employed for the right purpose, which is for spiritual progress. The same organs, the same faculties can also be used for wrong purposes. The eyes that see should see good things. The ears that hear should hear good things. The nose that smells should smell good things. The tongue that tastes should taste good things, and the skin that touches should touch good things. And all the touches, all the seeing, all the smelling, all the taste, all the hearing should be used only to improve yourself spiritually on the path of moksham, to become one with Devi. That is why this Devi Kavacham has been given, to protect this vital body, which is the tool that we are going to use for our spiritual progress and not for anything else. For anything else, it becomes a very cheap endeavor, albeit it's much better than not doing anything at all. So the very first line that talks about Devis and their Vahanas starts from the second line of Shloka 8. Preta samsthatu chamunda Varahi Mahishasana, which means Chamunda is riding a pretam, or a corpse, or a dead body. Chamunda means Kali. I already told you Kali. Kali is riding or sitting or her seat is a dead body. And we said Devi Kavacham, Chamunda Devata. So we said Chamunda Mahakali, Mahakali for Srishti. How come then she is sitting on a corpse or a dead body? Mahakali and Srishti, creation, but she's sitting on a dead body. What could be the reason? That is because the process of Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam, Srishti, Sthiti, Samharam is a continuous process. So when she sits on the dead body, it doesn't mean that the death is permanent. There will be Srishti again. Of course, if there is moksham, then there is no rebirth. So the other way to look at it is, once past one's life, one can merge with Mahakali and get moksham. Do not forget that one of the Dashamahavidyas is of Mahakali. Those who worship the 10 Devis, who all grant the 10 different parts of worshipping Devi, all for one purpose, for getting Sayujyam or merger, and one of them is Mahakali. So one can also look at it as, after one's time is over, she is with us, or we are merged in her. The other way to look at it is also conquering death, conquering fear of death. Normally, whenever we see a dead body, we get scared. This is, I'm not saying everybody does, but the people generally tend to move away from a dead body. Now, the other important point to remember is, when a person is alive, we say so and so by their name, Ram, Sham, Sita, Gita, whatever. But once the person passes away, we say the body. We say the body. Do we say Ram is lying there, Sita is lying there, Gita is lying there? No. We say the body. That is because we are recognizing the soul as different from the body. Without even realizing what we are doing, we are saying that the soul and the body are not same. So there is a message here also that the body is not everything. So there are many subtle hidden messages in this imagery. If you spend some time on it, you will get to realize that. Conquering the fear of death is another thing. Everybody is afraid of death. And if you know the famous incident in Mahabharata, the Yaksha encounter with Yudhishthira, all of you are probably aware of that. The dialogue between Yudhishthira and the Yaksha, when the Panchapandavas, one by one, they go to a pool to drink water because they are tired and they want to drink some water. One voice comes and says, you can't drink from this pool till you answer my question. They don't respect that voice and they die. The last one, and they die one by one, till Yudhishthira comes and he sees his 4 brothers dead on the ground, and he knows that this voice is not a joke. If it can kill 4 of his valiant brothers, it must be respected. And he enters into a dialogue with the Yaksha, and it's a very delightful exchange of questions and answers. And one of the questions of the Yaksha is, tell me, what is the most amazing thing in this world? And Yudhishthira's amazing answer is, no one thinks they will die. Such an amazing clarity he has, saying everybody thinks death will not come to them. It's something that happens to others. So there is subconsciously that belief or the fear of death. So here, this imagery is to also conquer the fear of death, and Chamunda will remove the fear of death from us. Next, it says Varahi Mahishasana. Varahi is the boar-faced Devi. Varaha is the boar-faced Vishnu avataram. Varahi is a boar-faced female Rupam. She is seated on Mahisha, or a buffalo. The buffalo is associated with Mahishasura. And in a way, it's unfortunate, and I don't know how many of you know this. While cow slaughter is, people frown upon it, buffalo slaughter is not frowned upon. The offering of buffalo as a bali is very common. It is very common in Nepal. It is common in Kamakhya. The buffalo and the cow are not considered same. And because of this stems from Mahishasura's story. It's very unfortunate, the treatment that buffaloes undergo. But here, the buffalo, or the qualities of Mahishasura. What are the qualities of Mahishasura? Mahishasura was arrogant. Mahishasura was using his power without any proper control, using it discriminately, harming other people. So, Varahi riding the buffalo means Varahi is controlling our negative side, especially ego, especially arrogance. That is the way you have to see this, instead of seeing physically what animal is she riding and why Varahi is sitting on a buffalo. You can look at it that way also. Now we proceed to sloka number 9 onwards, and you'll get a series of Devis and what Vahanas, or what is their ride. And let's look at them one by one. I'll request Rukmini ji to join me for sloka number 9.
Okay, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Guruji. Namaskaram.
Aindri Gajasamarudha.
Aindri Gajasamarudha.
Sama, don't drag the Sama. The Ma,
Okay.
there is no holding with the Ru. Only Ain and Vaish, there is holding. Aindri Gajasamarudha.
Aindri Gajasamarudha. Aindri Gajasamarudha.
Vaishnavi Garudasana.
Vaishnavi Garudasana. Vaishnavi Garudasana.
Aindri Gajasamarudha Vaishnavi Garudasana.
Aindri Gajasamarudha Vaishnavi Garudasana. Aindri Gajasamarudha Vaishnavi Garudasana.
Maheshwari Vrisharudha.
Maheshwari Vrisharudha. Maheshwari Vrisharudha.
Kaumari Shikhivahana.
Kaumari Shikhivahana. Kaumari Shikhivahana.
Maheshwari Vrisharudha Kaumari Shikhivahana.
Maheshwari Vrisharudha Kaumari Shikhivahana. Maheshwari Vrisharudha Kaumari Shikhivahana.
4 times. Now the 9th sloka 4 times, please.
Aindri Gajasamarudha Vaishnavi Garudasana. माहेश्वरी वृषारूढ़ा कौमारी शिखिवाहना ऐन्द्री गजसमारूढ़ा वैष्णवी गरुडासना माहेश्वरी वृषारूढ़ा कौमारी शिखिवाहना ऐन्द्री गजसमारूढ़ा वैष्णवी गरुडासना माहेश्वरी वृषारूढ़ा कौमारी शिखिवाहना ऐन्द्री गजसमारूढ़ा वैष्णवी गरुडासना माहेश्वरी वृषारूढ़ा कौमारी शिखिवाहना.
Very, very good. Thank you so much. Aindri, Indra, Indra Shakti, Aindri. Indra used to ride the Airavat or the white elephant, and his Shakti is also seen riding the elephant. Vaishnavi, the Shakti of Vishnu is Vaishnavi. You can say Lakshmi also, and she is seated on Garuda. Garuda Asana. Asanam. Garuda Asanam. She's sitting on the seat of, she's sitting on the back of Garuda. All of you know who Garuda is. Garuda is the eagle who is a ride of Sri Vishnu. Maheshwari, the Shakti of Mahesha or Shiva. Shiva has many rupams. The rupam of Mahesh, he is the Samhara Karta, the destroyer. So his consort, his Shakti is Maheshwari. Vrisha, Vrishabham. Vrishabham means bull. Maheshwari is seated on the bull. Now it is very interesting to note here that Garuda is a male, Airavat is a male, the Nandi is a male, and the gender of the rides is not changing. What is changing is only the Shakti. Okay, it's very important. Just a point that you can just note that suddenly it does not say it's a female elephant. It's a female, Garuda. It's a female Vrishabham. It doesn't say that. It is still the male ride. Okay, and Kaumari, Kumara, that is Subramanya. Subramanya's Shakti is Kaumari. Kumara is another Kumara, is another name for Subramanya, and his Shakti is Kaumari, and she is seated on the peacock. Again, if you want to look at the inner meanings, any number of interpretations you can make. Power, what does the elephant represent? King of the jungle. Power, and this is the control over one's own power. The power of an elephant, if it is not controlled, can cause destruction. So power also needs to be channelized. All of you know that if there is a big waterfall, the power of that waterfall, if it is channelized, can produce electricity and benefit everybody. At the same time, it can be destructive. If you're not careful and you jump into the waterfall, you can also be destroyed. So Aindri here, Indra's consort or Indra Shakti, is seated on the elephant, and you can call that as a symbolism of having. Indra himself symbolizes power. He is the lord of all devas and he is the ruler of the heavens. So as a symbol of his power could also be his ride, which is the elephant, large in size, powerful in strength. Vaishnavi and Garuda. So Garuda, as you know, the loyal servant and ride of Vishnu, very powerful and can fly high in the air. As you know, eagles are the ones that can fly the highest in the air, and they have tremendous speed to come down from very great heights and swooping down on their prey. This also can symbolize control over one's power. Again, Shakti of Maheshwari, seated on the bull. The bull is also a symbol of power. And Kaumari Shikhivahana. The peacock is a sign, is a symbol of vanity because of its beauty. So we can also look upon this as having control over one's own, or showing discretion about one's own beauty and controlling it. When you sit on something, you are controlling it. When a judge sits on a seat in the court, that seat may be a chair, but it is not an ordinary chair. It symbolizes power. It symbolizes justice. Similarly, here, each of these rides symbolize a certain quality that can make us vain, that can make us, if not controlled, if not, properly channelized, can destroy us. And therefore, these Devis help us in controlling our strength, our soaring ambitions, you can say, and also our vanity. These are, you can take them as symbols of that. Okay. So let's move on to the next shloka, which is the 10th shloka. My mouse is acting up. Where is my mouse? Yes, there it is.
Brahmi hamsa samarudha sarva
Thank you.
bharana
Somebody is practicing without going on mute. Thank you so much for muting. Okay, so I'm going to go to Karthik ji.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram. Brahmi hamsa samarudha.
Brahmi hamsa samarudha. Brahmi hamsa samarudha.
So, very good. I want to let people know, because based on English spelling, don't say Brahmi, it is Brahmi. Many of the people argue with me and write to me saying I'm chanting incorrectly. That's fine. But for my students who believe in me, it is Brahmi, not Brahmi, based on your English spelling. Okay. Sarva Bharana Bhushita.
Sarvabharana bhushita. Sarvabharana bhushita.
Brahmi Hamsa Samarudha Sarva Bharana Bhushita.
Brahmi hamsa samarudha sarvabharana bhushita. Brahmi hamsa samarudha sarvabharana bhushita.
Nana Bharana Shobhadhya.
Nana bharana shobhadhya. Nana bharana shobhadhya.
Nana Ratnopashobhitaha.
Nana ratnopashobhitaha. Nana ratnopashobhitaha.
Na ta ha has to be dirgham, because ta is dirgham, so the associated visargam will also be dirgham. Okay. Nana bharana shobhadhya nana ratnopashobhitaha.
Nana bharana shobhadhya nana ratnopashobhitaha. Nana bharana shobhadhya nana ratnopashobhitaha.
Can you recite the 2 lines 4 times, please?
Yes. ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता नानाभरणशोभाढ्या नानारत्नोपशोभिताः ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता नानाभरणशोभाढ्या नानारत्नोपशोभिताः ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता नानाभरणशोभाढ्या नानारत्नोपशोभिताः ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता नानाभरणशोभाढ्या नानारत्नोपशोभिताः.
Very good, Karthik ji. Well done. You're chanting very well. Okay. I hope you learn very well and chant Durga Saptashati to your fullest ability. Okay.
Thank you, Guru.
So Brahma Shakti is Brahmi. We can also look upon her as Saraswati. She is seated on Hamsa. Hamsa is swan. She is seated on Hamsa or the swan. Sarva Bharana Bhushita means Sarva Abharana, all kinds of ornaments, bedecked in ornaments, dressed in ornaments. Nana Bharana Shobhadhya, different types of abharanams are they are decorated, all the devis are decorated with different types of ornaments. Nana Ratnopa Shobhitaha. Ratnam means gems, also bedecked with a lot of different gems. Again, when we look up this visual imagery and all these ornaments, the physical imagery is all of gold ornaments and everything, all gems, all precious items. But we should also look upon this as very valuable qualities. The gems and the gold and the different ornaments we are talking about are the different types of, if you want to look at the inner meaning, we are talking about the different types of valuable qualities. Power is a very good quality if used properly. Ambition is a very good quality if used properly. Beauty is also a good quality if used properly, because we not only talk about beauty, the physical beauty, you can also talk about beautiful nature, beautiful habits, beautiful personality. Then Hamsa or the swan is said to be able to distinguish, if you give it a bowl of milk mixed with water, it is believed that the swan can drink only the milk and leaving the water behind. This has not been proven true in terms of, animal specialists. They say this is not true, but we are talking about a quality of taking the good and leaving the useless behind. In our life, we don't get good always. We get it with a mixture of good and bad. It's up to us to carefully collect the good and leave the extract the essence, right? So we should learn that quality from this. And Sarva Bharana, so I'll explain to you what are the different ornaments in terms of qualities for all these devis. So moving on, I'll request Nagashri ji to join me.
Namaskaram, sir.
Drishyante Rathamarudha.
दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा
Devyah Krodhasamakulaha.
देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः
दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः
दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः
शङ्खं चक्रं गदाम्, or if you want to use anuswaram, shankhan chakran gadam shaktim, but without anuswaram, shankham chakram gadam shaktim.
शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं
हलञ्च मुसलायुधम्.
हलं च मुसलायुधम् हलं च मुसलायुधम्.
And in my Veda classes also I've said, if you get an ending im, milk it to the maximum to bring the humming sound. It adds good vibration. For example, shankhan chakram gadham shaktim halancha musala yudham. That is an abrupt ending, right? But if you say shankham chakram gadham shaktim halancha musala yudham. Even you see number 12, Kunta Yudhan Trisholancha Sharngama Yudhamuttamam. All of you know from second Anuvakam of Rudram that comes, right? Trishan Japataye Namo Namo. I don't know, I don't want to go there. All of you know that I have beaten you to death several times over that. I don't want to do that here. Just a friendly reminder. Shankham Chakram Gadham Shaktim Halancha Musala Yudham.
शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम् शङ्खं चक्रं गदां
There was buffering at your end, Nagasri ji. Can you do it again, please?
Sure. शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम् शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम्.
Both lines together 4 times, please.
दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम् दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम् दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम् दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम्.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ratham Arudha. So all of the Devis are seen riding chariots drawn by, Aindri's chariot. Okay, she's not riding a chariot. Actually, she's riding the elephant. But it says here they're riding chariot. Let's see who could be riding the chariots. I have seen photos Saraswati with swan flying and swan, she's sitting on a chariot and the chariot is kind of, yoked to the swan. You can have similar imagery for the others too. So they are seen riding chariots, but there is a significance to the word chariot. I'll come to that. And they all looking quite, they have a fierce look. Devya Krodha Samakulaha. So all of them don't have a pleasant smile on their face actually. They are having a fierce look on their face because they're out on a mission. And what is that mission? The mission is to protect the Bhakta. Now, You may ordinarily interpret this saying to protect the bhakta from others. I see it as protecting the bhakta from himself or herself. Because the bhakta, their own internal enemies could be their worst enemies. And when you surrender to Devi, and if she's a fierce mother, definitely at times she will be having her fierce look on to make sure that you are disciplined. Shankham, Chakram, Gadam, Shaktim, Halancha Musalayudham. Now they're describing the various weapons being held by the Devis. I may not be able to identify each one of them, and I don't think that's critical also. But Shankham, as you know, is a conch. So when you blow the conch, it dispels all negativity. Every battle traditionally starts with the blowing of the conch. Every auspicious event starts with the blowing of the conch, because the conch dispels negative energies. Chakram, discus. So the chakram or discus cuts through. It swirls and cuts through. So you can see this cutting through all the negativity, shredding all the negativity. Gadam. Gada means mace. Smashing. Gada is used for smashing. Here, smashing all your enemies. External enemies or internal enemies, you decide. Shaktim. Shakti here refers to the Shakti is normally what is held by Indra. It refers to the thunderbolt, lightning. And the metaphor you can use for lightning is, they say that he fell upon his enemies like a bolt of lightning. So this is again striking the enemy. Again, external enemy or internal enemy, you decide. And Musala Yudham, and these are all different types of, again, Ayudham, different types of weapons. So, even in Durga Saptashati, in the first chapter, Savarne Surya Tanayo Yo Mano Kathyate Shtamaha Nishamayata Dhutpattim Vistarat Gatato Mama Mahamayanu Yatha Manvantara Dhipaha Sabhuva Mahabhagas Savarne Tanayo Ravehe Swarochishendare Burmam Chaitra Vamsa Suratho Nama Raja Bhot Samaste Kshiti Mandale Suratha. Sa is always used for auspiciousness or good things, positivity, right? Sugandham means good smell. Durgandham means bad smell. So Suratham, the king in Durga Saptashati, in the first chapter, his name is Suratha, means good chariot. The imagery has been well depicted by Lord Krishna driving the chariot with Arjuna as the warrior. And the imagery is very simple. There are 5 horses drawing the chariot. Krishna is controlling the horses. Arjuna is having the weapons. What does it mean? And both are riding the chariot. But who is controlling the chariot? Krishna. If Krishna controls the chariot properly, the horses will go in the right direction. And if the horses go in the right direction, the arrow pointed by Arjuna will strike the target properly. Arjuna denotes action, Krishna denotes intellect, and the horses denote the 5 senses. What are the 5 senses? Sense of smell, sense of touch, sense of hearing, sense of smelling, sense of taste. If we don't control the 5 senses, our actions will be weak and they will not bear the fruit and we will not reach the goal. Simple imagery of this Bhagavad Gita, very common picture that you see. So the body is the chariot and the soul is occupying it. And the body has its own mind, the body has its intellect. Yesterday in the class on SriVidya, I explained all this when we talked about Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, and Pancha Tanmatras. So these Devis are riding these chariots, and our body is our chariot. Devi is present in us. And this beautiful body given to us, this beautiful body that can gallop like a chariot to reach its spiritual goal, can do so when its senses are controlled. All the weapons that you see Devi is having, some will say that is to protect us from external enemies and to kill them and to slay them. The other way to look at it, those weapons are for controlling and slaying our internal enemies. And now we come to a very important discussion on Dvaitam and Advaitam. Dvaita, God is different, I am different. We can never be the same. My job is to worship God. My job is to worship Devi. I have to dress up Devi beautifully. I have to give her nice Naivedyam. She likes Chakra Pongal. She likes being worshipped with jasmine flowers. That is considering Devi different than us and worshipping her in pure bhakti in the Dvaita tradition. But in Gurukul, we follow Advaitam. So any interpretation that we do has to be seen from the angle of Advaitam. We are Devi. Devi is present in us. Sarvam Devi Mayam Jagat. Everything I see around me is Devi. If everything is Devi, I am also Devi. Devi is also present in me. How can it be possible she is not present in me? If she is present in me, have I realized her? This body that has been given to me is to realize Aham Brahmasmi. I am that. I am Devi. The power that has been given in me, I have to control it. The ambitions that soar inside me, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, the Ichha, all the ambitions, all the desires that come in me, they have to be channelized properly. And those desires should be only be for spiritual progress, for moksham. All the beauty that has been granted to me, beauty of intelligence, beauty of knowledge, whatever it is, I have to employ that only on the path of spirituality. I have to be very discriminatory, not in the negative sense, but in the positive sense, taking only the good and leaving all the bad behind in whatever is presented to me in life. I have to be bedecked with all ornaments of good qualities and not run after material wealth. This body of mine, I have to make it a divine chariot. That control is with me. And all these weapons of Devi, I have to use, or I have to see them as Devi using those weapons for controlling all my negative instincts. Does the mother not scold the child when needed for the child's own benefit? We realize that, the child realizes that only in the future. This is the best way to understand all this imagery. Of course, worshipping Devi in the Dvaita Bhavana is very good. It gives a lot of positivity. But I am saying it should not stop at that. When you look at Devi, when you look at the mirror, whom do you see? It's a very important question. When you look at the mirror, do you see yourself or you see Devi? When you look at your friend, when you look at your mother, when you look at your next door neighbor who may not be so friendly, who do you see? Do you see them in their physical form, or you're able to recognize Devi in them? This is not an easy exercise. Spirituality is not an easy exercise, but we have to make an effort. We have to make an effort. Every bad person that we think has come into our life has come to teach us a lesson in Devi's form to make us a better person. That is the way we have to take it. It is not easy, but that is the way we have to train ourselves to say, what is a lesson that has been imparted to me by this person in Devi's form? Is the way we have to look at it. So, on one side, the beauty of Dvaitam is there. And when we do a puja, the Dvaita Bhavana should be complete. When you do a Dvaita puja, when you do a puja and worship, we should give it complete form, the way it has been said. We should do it with a lot of color, lot of joy, arranging proper flowers, abhishekams, all that is important. With the end goal of self-realization, and not get lost into only enjoying the physical aspect of doing the puja. That is transient, that is only temporary. Once you have realized the Deviness in yourself, you will be Purnam, or like a kalasham filled with water, and you will be complete. There will be no more search. All your activities will generally stop, and any activity you undertake will be only for spiritual purposes. Okay, I think I had dwelled on that point enough. And maybe it has disappointed a few people who love the imagery and Dvaita worship. I'm not playing it down. Please do enjoy it, but it is not the be all and get all. Okay, moving on to number, is it 13? No, 12. Okay, I'll request Srini Iyers to join me.
It's 11. Christian Desama.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
No, 11 is done, Baba. Just now I said, I don't know what you were listening to. I talked about the chariot. Okay. Kheta kanto maranchaiva.
Khetakanto maranchaiva. Khetakanto maranchaiva.
Parashum pashameva cha.
Parashum pashameva cha. Parashum pashameva cha.
Kheta kanto maranchaiva parashum pashameva cha.
Khetakanto maranchaiva parashum pashameva cha. Khetakanto maranchaiva parashum pashameva cha.
Kuntha yudhan trishulancha.
Kuntayudhan trishulancha. Kuntayudhan trishulancha.
Sharngamayudhamuttamam.
Sharngamayudhamuttamam. Sharngamayudhamuttamam.
Kuntayudhan trishulancha sharngamayudhamuttamam.
Kuntayudhan trishulancha sharngamayudhamuttamam. Kuntayudhan trishulancha sharngamayudhamuttamam.
Okay, I'll recite the 12th shloka once, and then please recite 4 times. Kheta kanto maranchaiva parashum pashameva cha. Kunta yudhan trishulancha sharngamayudhamuttamam.
Khetakanto maranchaiva parashum pashameva cha. Kuntayudhan trishulancha sharngamayudhamuttamam. Khetakanto maranchaiva parashum pashameva cha. कुन्तायुधं त्रिशूलं च शार्ङ्गमायुधमुत्तमम् खेटकं तोमरं चैव परशुं पाशमेव च कुन्तायुधं त्रिशूलं च शार्ङ्गमायुधमुत्तमम् खेटकं तोमरं चैव परशुं पाशमेव च कुन्तायुधं त्रिशूलं च शार्ङ्गमायुधमुत्तमम्.
Very good. Thank you so much, Sriniji. So this particular word, Sharanga, please take care. Sha, ir, ing, ga. So those sounds should come out. Sharanga, irnga, sharanga, ir, inga. Okay. So again, ketakam, tomaram, parashu. Parashu means axe. Pasham. Pasham means noose. Trishulam, all of you know, trident. So all of these are different types of weapons. And again, as explained before, the Devis are carrying these types of weapons. Point to ponder, as popularly explained, are they to slay our enemies physically, or are they to slay our internal enemies? We have to be ruthless. The Devi inside us has to be ruthless to destroy our negative qualities, so that the beauty of our divine nature has to come out. So we'll move on to the next one, shloka number 13. I'll require Bhargavi ji to join me, Bhargavi Iyengar ji to join me.
Yes.
Daityanam dehanashaya
दैत्यानां देहनाशाय दैत्यानां देहनाशाय
bhaktanamabhayaya cha
भक्तानामभयाय च भक्तानामभयाय च
Daityanam dehanashaya bhaktanamabhayaya cha
दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च
धारयन्त्यायुधानेत्थन्
धारयन्त्यायुधानीतन् धारयन्त्यायुधानीतन्
Netham. If you want to use Anuswaram, because the Devanam is coming, Nethan. If you do not want to use Anuswaram, Neeth, Dirgham with holding, then Mahaprana Tham. Dharayantya Yudha Netham.
धारयन्त्यायुधानीतम् धारयन्त्यायुधानीतम्
Neeth, hold, Tham.
नीथम् धारयन्त्यायुधानीतम् धारयन्त्यायुधानीतम्
Devanam Chahitaya Vai.
देवानां च हिताय वै देवानां च हिताय वै.
So this is all very important in terms of technical chanting, Dhirgam withholding, because normal chanting that will be appreciated everywhere is Dharayantya Yudhanetham Devanancha Hitaya Vai. In GuruCool, it will be 0 out of 100. Because Dharayantya Yudhanetham Devanancha Hitaya Vai, including the ending Dhirgam. Okay, details are very important. Dharayantya yudhanethan devanam chahitaya vai. Chant this 2 times, please.
धारयन्त्यायुधानीतम् देवानां च हिताय वै धारयन्त्यायुधानीतम् देवानां च हिताय वै.
Very good. So take care to hold the Nam and Neeth. And now please recite the shloka number 13 4 times.
दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च धारयन्त्यायुधानीतम् देवानां च हिताय वै दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च धारयन्त्यायुधानीथन् देवानां च हिताय वैः दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च धारयन्त्यायुधानीथन् देवानां च हिताय वैः दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च धारयन्त्यायुधानीथन् देवानां च हिताय वै.
Thank you very much, Bhargavi. Here also you see dhara yantya, half na, half ta is coming, so the stress will be a little bit more. Dhara yantya yudhani than devanan chahitaya vai. So all of you may be thinking in fast chanting, how can we control this? Yes, it's possible. Kheta kantoma ranchaiva parashum pashameva cha kunta त्रिशूलं च शार्ङ्गमायुधमुत्तमम् दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च धारयन्त्यायुधानीत्थन् देवानां च हिताय वै. So where it is not needed to hold, etc., etc., you can flow through, and where it is needed to emphasize it, the chant will look very, very beautiful, well edged. Every property, every detail will stand out. So Daitya means you can say asuras, and Dehanashaya, destroying the asuras and protecting the bhaktas. And this slaying is done by the Devi of the asuras for the benefit of the devas. That is a literal meaning. But if you look at the internal meaning, who is the asura? The deva is inside, the asura is also inside. Both are inside us, correct? Do we behave the same way every time? Sometimes we behave positively, sometimes we behave negatively. So both are inside us. So this is referring to the destruction of the demons inside us for the divine inside us to come out. That's the way you have to take this. A simple example would be when you see a rock, the Shilpi or the sculptor does not see a rock. The sculptor sees a murti in that rock. All the sculptor does is to remove the excess rock, and remains, what remains? The murti remains. Just like the swan drinks the milk and leaves the water behind, the sculptor removes only the extra rock and the beautiful murti remains. So our body, our entire personality is like that. If you remove the unwanted stuff, the beautiful stuff remains. It's as simple as that. What if I told you, Arvindji, what if I told you you have a six-pack? Not the type of six-pack that I have, a proper six-pack, okay?
I don't
My
have a
six-pack is like this, one layer after another layer. I'm talking about the blocks.
I don't have that, but I'm working towards that.
So, if you work out in a gym and remove the excess fat, this six-pack will come out, correct?
Absolutely, Guruji.
Zimble. Potential.
Yes.
So, this destruction is nothing but a constructive destruction for your beautiful self to emerge. I'll give an example to you at a physical level, not at a very spiritual level, but still it's a very startling example. Rekha in the movies. Have you seen Rekha in the 70s? And have you seen Rekha in the 80s? You see a startling difference. The moment she started paying attention to herself, she turned I don't know whether it's a good expression and whether all the feminists will come after me with a stick. But from an ugly duckling to a swan. All
Got it.
she paid attention was to her. See the smile on Arvind's face. He's totally inspired by Rekha, not by my talk. So you see Rekha in Umrao Jan, for which she got a national award, and you see her in Rampur Ka Lakshman. I watched movies also, by the way, and you will see the big difference. Or I think it was Savan Badho, our first movie. So she paid attention to herself in a physical sense. The same attention, if we pay to our inner self, a beautiful Rekha will emerge. It is in our hands. No one will do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. Dear friends, the stark truth is we are alone.
Yeah.
Arvind, you can mute now.
Yeah.
Unless you want to talk to yourself, that's fine. Now, the stark truth is before our time, our parents were there. During our time, most of the cases, the parents disappeared. And then the children live after us. So the simple point is, if you look at it very carefully, only we are with us all the time. And only we can help us. No Rajnikant, no Vijay, no Salman Khan is going to come to help like in the movies. You are Rajnikant. You are Vijay or Ajit as your thing. In my case, Dharmender. I'm still old-fashioned. Who can save yourself? Dear friends, so that concludes today's class. Now, I think we did about 9 shlokas today in about an hour and a half. If you think the explanations are taking too much and we should make faster progress, let me know. Or if you think this pace is good enough, let me know, because this is for you, for you.
Namaskaram, Guruji. This is Jayashree.
Namaskaram.
Perfect pace and explanations, and this connects the last explanation you gave. Uddharet atmanatmanam na atmanam avasadayet from Bhagavad Gita. It's very beautiful. This is the reason I joined this DM. I want these explanations. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Nagashri ji.
Namaskaram, sir. Just loving this DM immersion. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for this. Just had a small request. Would it be possible to kind of revise the shlokas that we learned in that session at the end of the class, just to kind of recap the whole thing?
We could do that, but I'm expecting more our recorded training sessions from Saptashati, right? I don't know if you saw those where I recite once and the students recite twice. Have you seen that?
Not yet, sir. No.
Please visit that. It's fantastic. So what I do is I recite half the shloka like we do here, and all the students recite once, and then the second half, and then the full shloka, and then at the end the entire DEVI KAVACHAM, just like we did for Rudram. So it's available there, and I'm expecting all of you to use that as the main training material for chanting purposes. Though I am training still in chanting, I don't want to you guys lose touch with that, but the main go-to resource will be the training sessions recorded earlier.
Okay.
So please go and visit that and let me know. This class is more focused on explaining, and it's almost like 80% explaining, 20% on chanting, and the other resource should be used for 100% chanting training.
Okay. I'll check that out.
So let me know once you listen to that whether that is sufficient.
Okay.
If not, we can still do that.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, sir. I mean, even in your voice, if we want, if possible, to go through what we learned. It just ties it up together. But anyway, I'll look up the other versions that
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm trying to reinvent myself from the chanting persona to a more explaining persona, because I need to also, I've kept away from this for a lot of time because there are too many people explaining, and too many people just sitting and enjoying the talk, nothing entering into the system. And I kind of leer at that. But I think our team has really grown in terms of chanting, and now I want to spend a little bit time on this and also discover this aspect of myself to see how well I can do in this. So it's a challenge to myself that can I come across in this properly or not. Okay, anyone else? Otherwise, that concludes today's class. Okay, I don't think anybody has.
Guruji, you have become a Pravachanakarta now.
I don't know, but I don't want to become one of those Pravachanakartas who only impress people without people understanding anything. And I hate it when people say, you know, how beautifully he talked. And I say, what did he say? I can't remember, but it was very beautiful. That means the person did not get across. He only impressed people. And that is something I dislike. I want to say whatever I want to say, I wanted to reach. And I believe if somebody knows a subject, they'll make it simpler and not tougher for the students. So I'm testing myself to see whether I've been in my endeavor to make it simpler for the points to get across is succeeding or not.
No, but you don't have that problem. Only people who want will be logging in here.
No, I understand. But again, it is not to impress, but it is to get across. Whatever metaphors I use, for example, no Pravachanakarta will take the example of Rekha like I did. But I know that when I take that example, people will understand that because everybody noticed that, the transformation. So I want to get across without any hang-ups and make people ponder a little bit. The Dvaita Bhavana is always very high in normally everyone, and there is nothing wrong in that. But I just want people to take a step back and also look at different aspects of it and see how it connects to oneself. Empty armchair talk or discourses also I do not like. I want to first make sure, for example, a person who talks a lot about yoga and knows a lot about yoga, or a person who does actually the yoga, whom will you learn from? Yoga. Simple question. There is a person who does not know how to talk, but he's very good in doing yoga. You want to learn yoga, you will go to that person, or somebody who does not do yoga but talks a lot about yoga, knows about this yoga, this benefit, that benefit. Simple, talk to yourself. In the sense, when it comes to the body, we are so selfish. Like the swan, the talk we remove, we look at the action and we take the benefit from the action. So in this, I don't know why people don't take to chanting, or they would rather keep listening. You see what I'm trying to get at? The stark imagery from this. So I want people to chant. That is more important. Do the yoga. That is more important than knowing about it, is my point. If you do that very well, then this makes sense. For example, if you do a lot of exercise, then taking protein is good because it will help you to get better benefits from the exercise you do. But if you simply eat proteins, I'm not saying it is bad, but you have to do the exercise first. So chanting first, always, 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 always. There is no, if somebody tells me, I don't know the meaning, but can I chant? 100% chant. You may not know the benefits of yoga, but do yoga. Does it make sense? Yeah. If I run like this, my heart rate will go up. If I do like this, my my cholesterol, do the running. Benefits are always there.
Guruji, actually, that's a very good. You don't need to wait and waste time to understand the meaning.
Exactly. The benefits are always there. Why do you worry about the benefits? Enjoyment. Enjoyment is key. You should enjoy what you do. If you enjoy what you do, the benefits are always there.
And pronunciation, if you know how exactly you're doing it right, like, Lalita is there, the name, Lalita, if immediately she'll answer. If I'm calling her Lolita, she won't answer.
But some Lolita might answer, not Lalita.
But my Lalita
Anyway.
won't answer, na. So you better know how to call her properly. If you don't know the meaning also, she'll respond, na.
You see, I'm trying to synthesize everything and kind of reconnect it back and make people understand where their current bent is, become aware about it, conscious about it. Nothing wrong in that. And then see slowly if you want to make some corrections in that approach. That's all. Because the Dvaita Bhavana is very high and it should be exhausted. For some, it is exhausted in the previous life. For some, it is getting exhausted. For some, it has just come. So, the lot of exhaustion to be done in this dharma, next janma. All I'm saying is become aware. Become aware. Just talking about Advaitam is also very dry and boring. So, Dvaitam is needed. It's colorful. It's joyful. That is also, you should know both. You should write both joyfully. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Thank you all so much. Please practice.
Thank you,
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Jai Chandi.
Jai Chandi.
Jai Chandi.
Jai Chandi, Jai Chandi, Jai Chandi.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaste.
If you say Jai Advaita, it doesn't sound so good like Jai Chandi, right? That is Dvaitam. That's the power of Dvaitam. Okay, thank you so much.